Hello, and it's me, the Demolisher 13 again. Sorry for all the stumbling. It's been a bit of a busy week. It's been a busy month, actually. Anyways, I'm here to give another progress report on how the self-expanding factory is going. So all the previous versions have been scrapped. From this point, I have started up on another factory. This is version 3.1 now. The last episode was on version 2. I think I have version 2 somewhere in my inventory. Uh, there's version 1. There's a reason why I didn't finish version 1. Version 2 is right here. So it's not disregard it. If so, I still have it right here. Yeah, it's a bit of a testing world, as you can see. Anyways, let me show you what I've been up to. If I were to just build version 1, 2. I guess I did forget about whatever. I can make that adjustment in the future. So, as you notice, I have adjusted the design of my gate systems. Now they will only run when all the variables have been met. Here, let's get the whole system propelled. It'll run when all the lights are on, pretty much, but in layman's terms. I gotta wait for the system to hit 900T again. Yay, oh, good old number 900. Get out of the system's way. As we can see, it spotted the areas for the ore right off the bat and has begun to construct them. Yeah, I need to fix that too. Now we're checking to make sure if we have ore or not. But according to the system, we have copper and iron. Yeah, I really need to fix that. Progress in the factory is slowing down actually a bit because No Man's Sky. It's a bit of a little addicting, I will admit, but not as addicting as Factorio. Also, don't mind the rat's nest of wires. That's only set up in such a fashion in case any of these can't get a logistics system out, another one will. And they won't overlap on each other. I made sure of that as well. As you can tell, it's still very early development in the sense I got all these fun things to fix. Final build, none of these will be here. Now, do we have ores? It's thinking. That's right. That's how I... Sorry, like I said, it's been a busy week. My logic brain is a bit fried. It should go off in a moment here. What number did I set this to? Give me a second. Oh. Okay, so let me explain what's going on here. If it's a yes and all conditions are met, then these two will go off. If no, and the timer keeps running, then these two will go off. And they're all set on the same circuit. Throughout this video, I will also show you the different gates I had to come up with for this project, and the plan that I have come up with that I plan on sharing with you guys down in the description below. We're almost there. What's with the long delay, you guys may ask? Well, we need to give the system enough time so the logic system can get the mines in place, which can take a little while, as we all know. Yep, there we go. Next order is given. Keep that off. So we now know we have ores. So we're going to build. Just going to build all possible passive provider chests. And don't worry, it's not going to be wasted. I mean, they are just going to sit there till these finish up mining, and then the whole field gets collected up again for for the next field. Do we have? Huh? I'm going to have to look at that because that was wrong. As you can tell, we're still in early logic gate figuring out. So let's just go back to earlier point. Now, what I've decided to do, and I have noticed that this was the issue of all earlier builds, was I didn't know if I can make a gate, make it so the gates will only go off when the gate is fully built. So I had to come up with a way of checking it. Now, checking if all of the constant combinators were in place, that's easy. You just make a string of them together and you see if they all have the same variable. And you can count how many are supposed to be there. But how do you count the decider combinators? That's a bit more tricky, because you have to fire off all of your cells without sending a signal out. Yet I have somehow managed to fit the entire checker for a gate checker that's, and this can go up to infinite gates, with into a single row of gates, apparently. We have a memory gate, which will, the memory gate will get a unit when the last unit in the series, how long your series is, gets fired. Once we have a value in here, we send that same value all the way over here to this one. If, and this really shouldn't be 15, if it should really be if equal to or greater than 1, then we send out our input P, which if P is equal to or greater than 1 should be send out a green, which I guess you really don't need this last one. Anyways, then we also have our timer going on here. Now the timer, whenever we hit 100, we will send off a P. This P signal will go back and reset the timer. But it will also send out a P signal to the series of gates we'd have. So in a long shot, let me just find a So in a long shot series of gates, like what we got here, this would just keep firing off till this last one would get a signal. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory at this point. Then the other thing I had to do was I also had to check, because this was an error that I kept running into. was if we have a signal coming out into our deployer chest from up here, while this one's starting to get built and then thinking about sending a signal in, we need to make sure the deployer chest has no can't speak today, has no signals, residual signals from the last command. And then we do 2 of these little block areas because, well, we no longer need a loader. We just use the lower area as another command. And once I had all my gates figured out that I would need, I just made a little gate book. So my if statements, my command lines, should probably add some wait gates. I do have a couple. So like here's a gate where it will only fire when all these resources hit 0, which actually is the only wait gate I need. No, I do need a couple more. Oh well, I know where to find it. Other than, oh yeah, I was going to show you guys the flowchart. Anyways, we're back, and this is the flowchart for the whole program. It's a bit simple, actually. In theory, this will only be a total of 29 blueprints. Now, if you're wondering why I use the term P1, P2, P3, P is in phase 1, phase 2. I guess I should have used blueprint. Whatever. If you just follow this is exactly how the whole program will run from start to finish, and when we hit finish, it just goes back and starts again. That's about it. If you want to, when I am finished and you want to edit this, my suggestion is if you want to throw a new blueprint between 8 and 9, for example, you would have to open up 8 and tell it to go to blueprint 30 or whatever, and then when you're finished with your new series, go back to blueprint 9. Hopefully this would make modding and figuring out my factory easier for you modders or whatnot, or for anyone who just wants to play around. Will warn you, this script will cannibalize any factories around it, because when it expands, it's ordering itself to, or it puts down a delete command in whatever area it's expanding into. Now, it won't cannibalize itself because the system is specifically designed not to. In theory. Yeah, in theory. Anyways, that is all. I hope you enjoy. Have a good day.